up by as much as 25 points in a 13-point victory as we welcome everybody to Warriors Postgame Live, presented by Toyota. The Hall of Famer Chris Whelan, NBA champ, and former Warrior Darrell Wright. And D. Wright, this is a great win for the Golden State Warriors, one that nobody expected.
Great win. Short-handed, they came out to play a team that's right behind them in the standings, and looked like the sense of urgency was there, and guys got it done.
Wire-to-wire win, total team effort. Great road win for the Warriors tonight.
And we got somebody standing by with us with a season-high 11 points tonight, Kevon Looney. Kevon, welcome to Warriors Postgame Live. Chris Whelan, Darrell Wright, and Bonte Hill. First of all, congratulations on the victory. You guys came out aggressive tonight, had a big lead at halftime, and short-handed, you really stepped up your game tonight. Talk about what you did tonight against the Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah, we knew without Steph and James and Eric, we all had to step up. You know, guys came out with a sense of urgency. We're trying to make the playoffs, and every game matters. So we went out there and played a good defensive game, and when we play defense like that, it leads to our offense. So I just want to go out there and set the tone from the beginning, and take care of the paint. Valanciunas is a tough big to handle down there, and I think as a team we did pretty good.
Kevon, it's Mully. Congratulations, great effort tonight. And you guys found points from Wiggins and Jordan Poole and Damion Lee. But I thought your interior defense, you and Draymond, controlling the paint defensively, and the defensive rebounding was a key for you tonight.
Yes, we talked about that going into the game. You know, they was one of the highest scoring teams in the paint this year, so we knew we had to take on that challenge. All the wings and the guards came back and help us rebound, and Draymond set the tone on the defensive end, was able to push the ball, and we was able to get Andrew and Jordan some open looks, and D. Lee open looks, and they made shots and took care of the offensive end for us.
Looney, what's up, man? It's D. Wright, man. Great win. Nice. You guys move the ball so well. What are you guys going to the game thinking? Like, I think when you guys are around the 30 assist mark, you guys always come out on top.
Yeah, I think when we're able to get out in transition and push the ball, I think Draymond was the catalyst for us all year and today. Even on makes or misses, he was getting the ball off the net, pushing it, and guys were moving out the ball. We saw shots go in, and you just playing as a team. We know without Steph being there, we got to move the ball, and we got to touch the paint and drive and kick, and we did that today. We went out there and executed.
Loon, you were 5 of 6, 11 points, tremendous on the offensive end. I got to tell you, 2 highlight plays that really stuck out to me. One, when you finished in the paint over 3 guys with tremendous hang time, and you had an assist sitting on the ground. I haven't seen that in a while. Talk to us about those 2 plays, man.
Those were just extra effort plays, I found myself on the floor a lot today, and I was able to get some assists. I don't get a lot of those all the time, so whenever I can get a loose ball like that and try to give you a little highlight play, I gotta make sure I complete it. So, just all the extra effort plays, the hustle plays, that's something I got to do, and I take pride in.
No doubt. You also had the buzzer beater 3 in that first quarter against the shot clock, and that looked good as well, Looney. So get some rest. You got a quick turnaround against the same Memphis Grizzlies tomorrow night, but congratulations on the big-time win.
All right, thank you.
No problem. Kevon Looney with the season high, 11 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals. And you talk about the highlight plays as we break down Kevon Looney's action here. He was everywhere on the floor, playing good post defense on Valanciunas, but then the highlights and the hang time, as you mentioned, Mully.
Well, Loon always brings things to the game, the intangibles that don't show up in the stat sheet. Tonight, he came with the intangibles, and stuff showed up in the stat sheet. 5 of 6, 11 points. Incredible finish, little floaters here, just very opportunistic. Draymond had a great floor game, Darrell, but it's always nice when the guy that does all the dirty work gets to get into the scoring column.
Yeah, I thought he was super active. And
come on, man, look at that, man, come on.
Look at that, baby.
Come on, Lou. Yes, baby.
The and one, too. Yeah. I thought he was super active on both ends, not only on the offensive end, but Valanciunas is a tough cover down there. And I thought he did a great job guarding.
No doubt. Loon, go ahead, Bully.
We talked about a get-right game against Houston. This is a feel-good game across the board with Steph out and Pascal and Wiseman not playing. Everyone stepped up big time. I thought the scouting report was impressive. They got a bunch of back cuts to get layups. First quarter, they knocked down a bunch of threes, so they started overextending. Then they were getting in the paint on the drives. And when they went zone, they put Draymond at the nail, and he was distributing. So it was a great all-around game, top to bottom.
Yeah, no doubt, missing 50 points from Wiseman, Pascal, and Curry, and this man helped Andrew Wiggins. Since the All-Star break, he came in averaging over 18 points per game. He dropped a season-high 40. He had a season-high last Sunday against the Utah Jazz. He breaks that, 27 points in the first half. Darrell, 40 all, and then, look, the efficiency, 14 to 24. He was aggressive. He was in attack mode, and that 40-burger came through in the clutch for the Golden State Warriors tonight.
Wiggs was hooping tonight, man. This is great to see. He was going downhill, getting to the basket, shooting the three, like you said, being super serious, man. He really has been surprising me each and every night, so this is a great game for him, and he set the tone early.
He became the #1 option. He answered the bell. We talked this morning on our conference call. We said the only way they're going to win is if someone like Wiggins gets 40.
We're kind of joking.
Yeah, but he got 40. Jordan Poole stepped up. Yep. Damion Lee, big time off the bench. And then Draymond's floor game was incredible.
No doubt. Andrew Wiggins, he'll try to bounce back tomorrow with another solid performance. But he was everywhere on the floor tonight. 40 points and 8 rebounds. And don't forget, this Tuesday, possibly the best podcast of the season. Draymond Green alongside Grant Liftman and Kendra Andrews on the Dubs Talk podcast presented by Wendy's. We'll air that on Tuesday. You don't night. Klay Thompson at the Chase Center Performance Center. Look at him there. The BioFreeze Practice Center, I should say. Klay Thompson from the corner with Zaza Pachulia rebounding. Best part of my rehab each day. No jumping jumpers, a.k.a. the easiest rebounding Zaza Pachulia will ever have to do. Always put the money rack in the corner. It's good to see Klay Thompson. As Jordan Poole had the money rack rolling tonight, but Klay Thompson there getting some shots up. And Klay, we miss you. We really miss you here as the Warriors roll tonight against the Memphis Grizzlies. A win, quite frankly, nobody really expected tonight. No Wiseman, no Pascal. Of course, no Steph Curry. Oubre did suit up, didn't have the greatest game. But Andrew Wiggins, Jordan Poole, Damion Lee, and Draymond all stepped up. Like you said, Bully, a feel-good win for the Golden State Warriors tonight.
No question. I think Kelly Oubre playing was a big factor because defensively he did a good job on John Morant to start the game, kept him out of the paint. He and Wiggins did a wonderful job defensively. And then offensively, of course, Wiggins gets 40. Jordan Poole continues incredible play. And then Damion Lee, you can't say enough about him. Coming off the bench, staying ready, being the true pro, and having a great game off the bench. So it was a really feel-good game. Important to get that first one. Now, as you said earlier about that, you can get greedy. Let's get two now.
Get greedy, D, right?
Got to get greedy. But I love the sense of urgency. You know, they knew that this team was right behind them in the standings like we talked about, and they came out. Damion Lee staying ready. Some nice baskets out there. They was running some offense to him. Draymond was solid, you know, being a distributor and also on the defensive end. So I thought it was a total team effort tonight.
We'll get to Jordan Poole here. Let's roll the Jordan Poole tape because we mentioned him at the top. He got to start his 15th career start, but since he's gotten back to the G League, this was his 6th game. Came in averaging 19 points in about 20 minutes tonight. He set the tone early with 17 first half points, 25 in all tonight, and 3 for 6 from the three-point line. Field goal percentage up, three-point percentage up, Mully, and he is cooking right now. He looks like an entirely different player than the one we saw before he went down to Orlando for the G League.
Just another tremendous basketball game by Jordan Poole. Efficient, decisive, confident. His catch-and-shoot game is on point. And when he does put it on the floor, Darrell, it's 1, 2, or 3 dribbles, straight line drives. I mean, his stats are efficient, but his body movement, his attention to detail, he's just a whole different player since his G League stint.
Yeah, and he looks more and more comfortable, especially in that offense. You know, like you mentioned, Mully, he's not trying to take too many extra dribbles. It's straight line drives, catch and shoot, or find his pull-up and pick and roll. And I thought he did a great job tonight setting the tone early and making some big-time shots in that first half.
He had a scare, too, with the left wrist. Remember, he fell hard there on the foul by Dylan Brooks and Melton there, and he got up, shook it off, and had a solid game here. Also who had a solid game was the heartbeat, Draymond Green. Now, Draymond Green was 0 for 6 from the floor. And people will look at the box score and say, 0 for 6? 2 points, what? But he had the 13 assists, 11 rebounds, and he was typical Draymond, averaging over 10 assists per game since the month of February, Darrell.
I always ask young players, how can you impact the game without scoring? And Draymond does that with his rebounding, his defense, and his playmaking ability. So I definitely wouldn't look at the box score and judge it. You have to see it. He impacted the game on both ends of the floor tonight.
Well, when you look at the box score, you see 13 assists, 11 rebounds. And when Andrew Wiggins gets 40 and Poole gets 25 and you get 20 from Damion Lee off the bench, it's not as imperative for you to score the ball, but to move it. And when the Warriors got that lead, Memphis went to zone. And that's where they started picking them apart, putting Draymond in the middle of the floor, spreading shooters around. So again, just an overall tremendous floor game from Draymond. And I thought a key also was, because coming in, rebounding was an emphasis for them. They kept Valanciunas not only off the offensive boards, didn't give him any post-ups. So Kevon Looney and Draymond Green defensively were tremendous tonight.
Yeah, 2 offensive rebounds for Valanciunas tonight. He had 14 in all, but the Grizzlies only out-rebound the Warriors by 2. And don't forget Looney's 11 points, which also helped tonight.
Oh, we're not forgetting that.
Not forgetting that at all, baby.
Can't forget
Looney, it's your time to shine, baby. But let's check this video out because Ja Morant, we talked about it in the pregame show, he tries to embarrass people. And what he tried to do to Draymond Green in the second quarter, he tried to put him on the poster here. Look at Ja. Oh, my Lord. He almost got you, Draymond. Look at this, bully.
Well, we've seen him do this before. I've seen him dunk on someone in Phoenix. And you know what he does? Darrell, he'll dunk and still be going up on his rise. But Draymond, underrated wingspan. And tremendous defender. But that wasn't happening here on Draymond Green.
Looney here, real quick, Darrell. Looney showed you how to get up off the ground. We saw that from Ja Morant, all right? But he didn't finish the dunk. How about Loon here in the third quarter? Here's some hang time, baby, as he gets a season-high 11 points, Darrell.
Some serious hang time. You know, he stayed aggressive right here. He didn't know what to do.
Yes, baby.
He didn't know if he was going to pass or shoot it, but at the last minute, he put it up there. That was a tough shot. And it might have been an end one, too. Let me see, man.
Look at this.
Extra effort, get into the middle of the floor of the zone. 3 people around me. I don't need to look at the basket.
No, just flip it up, man. He's got a little step.
I know where it's at. Yes.
And one.
Loon with the season-high 11 points.
But you got to love that for Kevon Looney because he's always doing the dirty work, setting screens, guarding the opposing big man, buried in the paint, boxing people out. And a lot of times he boxes out, doesn't get the rebound, so doesn't show up. So on a night when they needed him big, he stepped up with 11 points. And I know his teammates must feel great for him tonight.
Yes. And more importantly, he never complains. Just plays his role.
He's a pro. He's a pro.
Does his business. He is an absolute pro. Let's look at the scoreboard here as the Warriors built up a 25-point lead tonight at the Grindhouse at FedEx Forum and caught the Grizzlies slipping here. Of course, a season high from Andrew Wiggins. He was dynamic. Jordan Poole was dynamic. But later in the program, we'll talk about Damion Lee because I think that
your guys reacted when they were shorthanded to put together a really good game.
Oh, it's fantastic. Just the effort, really understanding what it was going to take to win this game in terms of not turning the ball over, fighting on the glass. I thought we established in the first half that, we weren't going to give them anything easy. I think we only had 5 turnovers at the half. And so we didn't really let them get going. And then obviously we had some great individual performances to carry us. Andrew was amazing. Damion Lee came in and just had a tremendous game. Damion is such a pro, not playing for a few games, coming out of the rotation, and then just staying ready. That's why he is who he is as a player, as a human being. So I thought Loon was tremendous. I thought, one of the plays of the game was diving on the floor for the loose ball and shoveling it to somebody for a layup. I don't remember who it was, but a great play. But just a lot of great individual performances and a great team performance.
When Wiggins has a game like that, do you wonder if you can maybe get that a bit more, maybe get over 20, 25-ish on a more consistent basis?
Well, everybody is going to be up and down. I mean, even superstar players, have some ups and downs. But I think the biggest thing tonight was just with Steph out. Andrew had the ball in his hands a lot more, and we ran a lot of pick and roll for him, and he just took advantage. Took advantage of his opportunities and got hot and really changed the game in that second quarter.
Steve, with that in mind, did you say anything different to him before the game, to Andrew, about being more aggressive with Steph out?
No. We just kept everything really simple, and our play calls were pretty basic, and tried to spread the floor and get some shooters out there, and I thought Andrew handled that pick and roll really well, to the point where they started blitzing him in the second half because he had been hurting them so much in the first, and and that opened up the floor a little bit even more.
What have you thought about Wiggins' game since the All-Star break in general?
It's been great. He was definitely tired before the break. He's I don't know if he's missed a game. Has he missed a game yet this year? Yeah. I mean, he's one of those guys you can count on night in, night out. And he guards the toughest players, and he plays 35 minutes, whatever it is. So I think he was pretty tired right before the break, and he needed that rest. And he's looked fantastic since the break.
I know that it's obviously will come down to a medical decision on Steph tomorrow, but does you guys winning in the way you did, does that ease any pressure to maybe have to get him back in the lineup tomorrow? Do you say for sure he's not playing now?
He's very doubtful. It would be irresponsible, I think, for us to play him at this point. He's still in pain, and Drew Yoder told me that he's we've got to make sure he's stable and strong in that area, the muscles around the injury. So it's not even a question of, temptation to put him out there. It's just we're going to do what's right medically, and when he's ready, he's ready.
Think that was Looney's best game of the season?
He was great. I loved his defense on Valanciunas. He hit a couple floaters. He made that play I mentioned, diving on the floor, which was just a huge play to help us sustain our lead and our momentum. And Loon is just a winner. He's just a guy who he's never going to wow you with anything, but he just makes winning plays, and he's a great teammate, and he has unbelievable respect in the locker room for his quiet dignity and his work ethic. So Loon is a really big part of our team, whether he plays 20 minutes or 5 minutes. He's just a part of our fabric. Did
you like when Jordan Poole in the first minute pulls up for three on the 2-on-1 transition, and then overall beyond that, I think he had 25 again? What did you think of his night?
Jordan was fantastic again. This is great, just watching him string together all these really good games. A couple of years ago, I would not have liked the 2-on-1 pull-up. I've come to accept that that's a part of the NBA, and I really like them when they go in. But I had a great groove. He's one of our shooters. Yeah, go for it.
Steve, given the condition of your team and the fact that you two teams are so close in the standings, how much of a need game was this?
Well, yeah, I mean, a really big one. I think everybody can kind of see, looking at the standings, what our possibilities are at this point, by the end of the year. And we could be in a kind of a range. And there's a big swing in there. If you can climb high enough and avoid the play-in stuff, that's huge. If you can't quite do that, but you can, be in 7th or 8th and only have to win one play-in game, that's huge. So we're just trying to win every game and put ourselves in the best position going forward.
Does this raise the stakes for tomorrow, or were they already high?
Yeah, Draymond just told the team, he said, this is not a free swing tomorrow. Sometimes you have games that are free swings where, you've won 5 or 6 in a row, you're in a great position with your playoff positioning, and, you go into a game completely shorthanded and you say, all right, it's a free swing. Let's, we got nothing to lose. I love that Draymond said that. We got plenty to lose if we lose tomorrow. It's a huge swing between the two teams, and of course, every game counts. Where we are. So tomorrow going to be a very difficult game. You guys know this. There haven't been a lot of sweeps in these situations in the NBA this year for whatever reason, and we know that Memphis is coming after us tomorrow night. So we got to be ready.
You guys haven't always
All right, welcome back to Warriors Postgame Live, presented by Toyota. Chris Mullin, Darrell Wright, and Bonte Hill. And we heard from the coach there. The biggest story from his presser is that Steph Curry is very doubtful for tomorrow night's game against the Memphis Grizzlies with that bruised tailbone. So Warriors win tonight, but we saw Curry on the sideline taking ice off, moving around there. Mully very doubtful for tomorrow. Probably won't see him.
Yeah,
Tuesday.
It's a day-to-day injury, and it's obviously Steph Curry. You have to be on the side of caution with him, with his health. And I do think the win tonight helps ease that decision a little bit. I don't think it's the major factor, but an easy decision to maybe sit him out tomorrow.
Yeah, that
tailbones are tough there.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say that bruised tailbone is pretty tricky. You know, there's really no real treatment for it other than rest, like Mully said. So thank God that the Warriors came out tonight and they took care of business. And now next game, they got some kind of cushion to rest him one more game.
And his brother-in-law, Damion Lee, stepped up for Steph Curry.
Sir.
21 big ones off the bench, 4 3-pointers. And this is a young man you guys call Kevon Looney a pro. How about the professionalism by Damion Lee to just always be ready when his number is called? He's had some big moments this year. The foul against Toronto to hit the game-winning free throws on that Sunday night at Chase Center. The game winner against the Chicago Bulls. And tonight, Willie, he steps off the bench and played really well.
Well, this is a coach's dream, a guy that you know is going to stay prepared, the ultimate pro, just like Kevon Looney. Early in the season, he was getting all those minutes off the bench. Since the All-Star break, Steve made a change, went to Poole and Nico Mannion, but guys like Brad Wanamaker stepped in tonight. But Damion Lee was just big time, knocking down threes. We saw a little back cut there once they took away the three ball. He's a very intelligent player, always in the right place. And they needed all those points tonight with Steph, Wiseman, and Pascal out. So he stepped up big time. But I think from a coaching standpoint, you just love to have a guy like that. He's a great role model for the guys that maybe are in and out of the lineup.
Yep.
Stay ready. Your number's going to be called. And when it is, be ready to perform.
This is where you hear he's a pros. You know, I've been in these type of situations where I probably go 3 or 4 games not playing as much as I would like, but then when coach comes down there and calls me, you're ready to play. And that's what Damion Lee went out there and did. You know, he waited until his name was called. The team really needed him tonight, and he came through. So you love guys that approach the game like that and are professional. So salute to Damion Lee.
And what's really apparent was all those guys that played tonight, they relied on each other. They moved the ball. So you see the 31 assists, just 13 turnovers. So with the ball movement, setting screens for each other. So again, it was a really total team effort. Just from a coaching standpoint, it's a beautiful game to watch.
No doubt. 11 threes in that first half, Mully. You talk about the turnovers, only 5 in the first half when they ended the half on the 26-9 run. But there's a defensive play, Mully, that you want to break down here because they were active tonight. They didn't let Ja go crazy. Valanciunas, they held their own. And they let guys like Dylan Brooks shoot the ball at will. If you want to shoot it, go ahead. And they held the Grizzlies. Only 2 made 3-pointers here. Mully, what defensive player are you talking about here?
Well, just a multiple effort play. And here, I mean, again, so Grizzlies do not shoot the 3-ball well. So you see Wiggins laying off, going underneath the screen, contest by Kevon Looney. It gets kicked out. Nice contest by Looney again, multiple effort. And there's the block by Draymond. And, you know, a lot of times we talk about being tied together offensively, sharing the basketball, setting screens, and having chemistry. That just shows you great chemistry on the defensive end with a combination of players that haven't played a whole lot together. So that's a lot of shell drill on defense. And you just see, of course, Draymond and Looney are involved in that play.
Look at the bench go crazy there, too, Darrell. They clapping. They see Looney close out like that. That fires up the entire team.
Yeah, because that's extra effort and energy, like Mully said. You know, you want that. Those are winning plays right there when guys are flying around, running guys off the 3-point line, and knowing personnel. I think that's the biggest thing. And then when you do stuff like that, when you end it with a rebound, it's a great feeling.
No doubt. Bench went wild. Warriors went wild, and they have a big win against the Memphis Grizzlies. Their second win in a row as they move 2 games over 500. We'll talk about this man, number 30, because he was honored with another award. We'll talk about the latest honor that Curry received here, right here on Warriors Postgame Live, presented by Toyota.
Warriors Postgame Live is brought to you by Comcast Business, keeping you and your business connected. When every connection counts, you can count on Comcast